Welcome, people and TheBlockRoomings. Today I have a video for the random section of this channel, really. Today isn't exactly a video of me technically playing something. There's some gameplay in the background of a game called Transporty. Now, it's a bit weird because usually when I do things on this channel, I talk about either a game or I talk about something that's happened. But today I'm going to be talking about a game that I've only just kind of really noticed. And I'm not sure whether too many people will be kind of interested. It's not a big game at all. But it's a game I'm interested in, and for those of you who don't know, I'm quite into business simulation games. I quite like tycoon games. I don't know why, I just kind of enjoy them, you know, the idea of starting off with nothing and then building it up through time and eventually, you know, having some kind of massive empire or something like that. I don't know, I just quite enjoy it. So when I saw this one recently, Transporty, it kind of caught my eye. And I say this because I always used to play Transport Giant. Now you might see some gameplay of that in the background, depends whether it works on Windows 10 or not, most likely you probably won't. But what you will see in the background is Transporty. Now I'm using some of the trailers and some of the vlogs they've done, like the dev vlogs. And they're not exactly a big team, but I kind of just wanted to talk about it and just let you guys know, because I haven't heard many people talk about this game. And I'm not sure, obviously, whether you'll be interested in it. I don't know instantly whether 2,000 odd people are interested in a game, but I can tell you, and if you are interested, hey, you might enjoy it. Now, this isn't paid for, by the way. I'm not being sponsored by them. I'd love to get in contact with them or something, but or like do things in this game or whatever. But I'm not sponsored, I'm not being paid. It's not like I'm being paid to advertise this game or something. I'm not. And because I've said I'm not, I'm definitely not, because otherwise I'd be breaking the law. So, for those of you who don't know, it basically is a game comprising of two game modes. There's an endless game mode and a campaign mode. Now, I haven't heard too much on like exactly what's what with them, but I take it endless mode is obviously with money, because obviously it's going to have money because it's a tycoon game, it's the whole point. You obviously just keep going forever and ever and ever, and obviously campaign mode you probably have to do certain things. So maybe there's all of a sudden demand in a town or something for transport to another town, and then maybe you as a company then have to try and adapt and suit that demand, and then if you do so within a given time, you win. If not, you lose, whatever. It also boasts over 120 detailed trains, aircraft, ships, buses, trams and trucks, and also a powerful railroad and street construction tools. Now, for those of you who don't know, this game also, by the looks of it, it doesn't look the most visually appealing game of the world. I will be honest, I have seen better looking games. But this game isn't really being made by a huge development studio. It's being developed by Urban Games and it's being published by Gambitious, or Gamebitious, I think it's meant to be like ambitious, but Gambitious Digital Entertainment. So it's not exactly a huge kind of title. It's not exactly one that was big, but it was at Gamescom, and that's kind of where I saw it. And I've only just kind of looked back at it now, and I've really actually am quite interested for it, because as I said, I did quite enjoy Transport Giant, which was similar things where you basically own a transportation company and obviously you build certain things. You build kind of depots where you launch trucks from. Trucks will then go pick up cargo from one area and will go drop it off for another. You might get paid depending on how much is delivered, how many trucks you got going. Obviously with that money, then reinvest it, get more, whatever, and you develop, you go through the age. And also, another thing as well, is you can also upgrade like trains and bus stations and airports and harbours, because obviously it's transport. They did make a game previously called Train Fever, which was just purely for trains. This one is for the whole kind of transport situation. So you can build like a train station early on in the game and then you can like upgrade it, which it might seem kind of just like basic stuff, but you never know with some of the smaller development teams. I mean, they're not like small. They're not like indie studio. I wouldn't class them really as indie studio. They know what they're doing, don't get me wrong. But they're not like Activision style teams or anything like that. It also has a European and American campaign mode with a multitude of historical missions apparently. And this is something that was interesting because they probably will have something like a European mode and an American mode, because for those who don't know, transport in America is quite different from transport in Europe. For example, the trucks, you know, 18 wheels of steel, you know, shows the American trucks off well. You know, the ones with the big bonnets, 18-wheelers, you know, huge cross-country things. And then Europe, we have little things with just have a flat face, kind of a bit boring to get the job done, because obviously we don't really need them kind of big trucks over here, and also our roads don't kind of suit it. So obviously there's differences there. It's also randomly generated and modifiable terrains with realistic dimensions, so you can actually go in and edit the terrain itself, so you can go around and make your own kind of terrain. Admittedly, the terrain doesn't look like amazing as in terms of graphics, but it looks good enough that I'd want to play it, okay? It doesn't look like I'd be buying it for the graphics, but I'm more focused on the gameplay in this kind of a game, because after all, it's a business simulation, not a grass simulation. So, to be honest, I'm not too bothered about what it looks like, because eventually I'll just be turning it into concrete roads anyway. Also, it's a fully realised European and American game environment. As I said, it's got like the trucks with the big bonnets, you know, for America, for example, whereas in Europe you wouldn't really have that, or if they are, they would only have very, very small bonnets, because I've seen some long bonneted trucks in Europe, and gotta say, they don't look the best in Europe. It's also dynamically simulated urban development as well, so like the passengers move around freely during their day-to-day business. You need to get to one place to the other. Demand, obviously you have to then supply that demand, make the money, and obviously as time goes on, if you feed more of your transport into one area, that one area is going to develop more than places that are being ignored or haven't been done yet. It's also got a sophisticated economy model and a freight simulation, which is good, because as I said, as with the development, what I heard them, saw on one of the dev blogs, is that if you, for instance, have like a major train line, go to like a big area, and then like, I don't know, you're picking up some ore from a mine, over time, that mine will then get bigger, because obviously it can, and it's got the train there to take the ore. All they need to do is make it. And obviously, if they make more profits. So therefore, the companies grow big. And as the companies grow bigger, obviously, then you need to, you know, expand your kind of business to make it do the transport runs. I guess I'm trying my best to try and explain this, but obviously I'm not a developer from the game, so I can't really exactly fully go over this. There's also content for more than 150 years. As I said, start in 1850, and as far as I'm concerned, you go to modern day, so eventually you end up with like A320s and modern buses, modern cargo ships. I'm not sure whether there's going to be like cruise ships or like ferries or anything. I haven't really seen that. Trains, obviously you get modern, you know, high-speed rail trains, trams, etc. It looks really good. Also, there's realistic vehicles, and I will say they do look very good. The vehicles look very good. If you look at a train and slightly putting yourself off, just look at the trains. I'll probably end up putting the clip of the actual models in, like, before this or whatever. But if you look at the way that it does it, like, the way the objects kind of corrode and age and weather, as they said, they stated that it starts in the more hard-to-reach areas, and then as it goes, it then spreads over the vehicle, and before you know it, you've literally got a rust bucket instead of a train. It's also physically based graphics lighting simulation, which, well, means it's got a physics engine, really. More than 25 challenging achievements, so yeah, for those of you who like achievements, it's there. And the best thing I saw, and I love it when developers do this, Steam Workshop and extensive modding support. They've even, for the game Train Fever as an example, loads of the community on that game mod. Like you can download, you know, all kinds of things. So there's going to be different workshops, so maybe buildings and stuff get edited. It's going to be like City Skylines in terms of the mods. Maybe not the size and scale of the actual release of the game, but in terms of the mods. And I'm not saying there's going to be like 300,000 mods for the game. Depends obviously on how big the player base becomes. But basically the whole point is obviously you have a Steam Workshop. Somebody might make, I don't know, a new model for a train, might add that in, and then you can go on Steam Workshop, press the button, bang, it's in your game. Job done. Apparently there's like modding tools and everything. As it says, they support mods, which is the best thing ever for a game, because once you've finished with it, and once you've kind of got a bit bored with the base game, or, you know, once you want to try something new, you got mods. It's like free DLC in a way. Maybe not as well made DLC, because it's mods and it's made for people in their spare time, not the actual developers with all the developer money and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's going to be good. It's going to prolong the game. It's going to make it look better. And for those of you wondering when this comes out, it comes out in fall 2016. Now, I'm really looking forward to this game. And you might be thinking, why? You might be thinking it looks like a game where you just kind of just build roads and stuff. Which in a way is, you have a point there. You do build roads and stuff. But it's just the fact that when I was younger, I used to play Transporty, well, when I was younger, it was like, what, 12 years ago it released Transporty, it was like 2004. I used to love that game. I used to play that loads. That was one of my favorite ones, and I loved not only the music in it. The music was amazing, in my opinion, for a game especially. But it's just the gameplay. It was fun, kind of addicting. But then the only problem is there was so many like game-breaking bugs, and it was isometric as well. And I just wanted to be able to go down, zoom in, and watch the planes land. You know, see the buses go along, build in 3D cities, and go down the level and see how it all operates. But unfortunately, you couldn't do that. And this is a game, I've wanted a game like this again forever. And even actually, believe it or not, even the art on this looks a lot like the Transport Giant art. I've got to say, I'm pretty sure Transport Giant was made by Joe Wood, so I know this definitely isn't the same people. Maybe it's got a few of the same people working on it, I don't know. But man, I love that game, and I love the look of this. Now, I just kind of wanted to make this video, as I said, to kind of tell people who might be watching my channel and maybe might be interested in the game. You may not be interested in this game, in which case I'm sorry I wasted maybe potentially 11 to 12 minutes of your life. But if you are interested, I'll leave a link down below to Steam, so you can go check it out. Literally, the points I kind of read off were literally on Steam. Because obviously I don't want to like sit here and lecture you about the game. It's much rather you go see it and experience what it's like for yourself. Obviously won't be able to play just yet. They did do a beta. Unfortunately, I missed out on that because I wasn't exactly fully aware they were doing a beta. But if anybody from the development team, hello, you're amazing. I love the look of this game. Obviously, I don't know how it'll be, but I'd love to get in contact. I don't know what we'd contact each other about, but it would be awesome. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this, subscribe. Not sure this is exactly an enjoyable video. It's more of an informative, but whatever. If you wish to be informed and potentially entertained in the future, be sure to subscribe. If you did find this informative, be sure to like. And if you didn't, still leave a like, because that's how YouTube wants to work in 2016, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. That's all we have time for today. My name is TheBlockRoom, and cheerio.